Hi, my name is Jen Plouffe, and I'm a senior process technician for a company in Massachusetts. And I actually decided to wear what I can wear to work to show you guys today. I wear a sweatshirt because it's cold in the office, with a t-shirt underneath, usually like a polo shirt. So if it's warm in the office, I look presentable. And steel-toed shoes in the suite. They're not supposed to leave the suite, but these are old shoes, so I took them home. I work in protein purification, clinical trials, and it's a development group in between small-scale purification and like manufacturing scale. And we work with 6,000 and 2,500 liter volumes that we purify. Let's see, I have my bachelor's in biology from UNH, which I got in May 2004, and I took the biotech class here, Biotech 220, and I graduated, or I finished the class in December, and I had a few interviews, and I accepted a job, I think a couple days after I left the class, so it really worked out. Let's see. So anything I'm working on now for the clinical trials, they'll end up on the market in about 8 to 10 years. We've worked on cancer drugs, asthma drugs, Alzheimer's, rheumatoid arthritis, and muscular dystrophy drugs. So it's exciting to see the new drugs coming out before anybody else. Let's see. My job search started. I didn't even know what I wanted to do my senior year at UNH, and a friend told me about the program here, and I actually went to a BioBrew, the first ever BioBrew in Manchester, and I brought a notebook, blank piece of paper, my resume. I wrote down contact information for everyone I could find. I emailed, called people. I think I met Sonia there, and I ended up signing up for this class. And I put my resume on Monster.com, BostonWorks.com, talked to recruiters, temp agencies. I think Aerotech Scientific keeps calling me still. They don't understand that I don't need a job anymore, but that's fine. Career fairs are a great thing to go to. Bring copies of your resume. Have people look them over before you hand them to the recruiter to make sure they look okay. Talk to your professors, and apply everywhere you can online. Another good source, like my company has an employee referral program, so if you know anybody who works there, they should be more than happy to email your resume in. You get an employee referral bonus if the person is hired and they work for, I think it's 6 months. I actually got one referral bonus, so I have no problem with referring people as long as I think they're good candidates. What else? I work a rotational schedule. It's 3 days on, 2 days off, 2 days on, 3 days off. I work about 15 days a month total. So when you work it out, it ends up not being as much driving as it seems. I commute from Durham right now to Andover, so it's a 55-mile drive. If you do decide to work in Massachusetts, they have the income tax, but they do pay more around Boston, Cambridge area. I would suggest you just get a little car with good gas mileage and just run it into the ground. That's what I'm doing right now, and it's working for me. I've worked with people with SUVs. They've sold them already, listed them on the company bulletin, and traded in for a little car with good gas mileage. Another highlight of working a rotational shift is you get weekend pay on weekends, and if you work second shift like I do, you get a differential, which can add up and be significant. The only thing you have to watch out is when you go back to day hours, you're going to lose that 10-15%, and that could be a little rough. As far as interviewing, I've actually gotten the chance to interview for my group, and we've had a broad spectrum of people interview, so I can say don't make comments like you feel tired or that you're bored. I've actually had that happen. Just be honest. Try not to put things on your resume that you don't feel comfortable explaining, because people will highlight things and point them out and ask you to talk about them. If you're not sure about something that you put on your resume, don't make things up. Just be honest, and the worst thing you can do is make up something, because we will know what you're talking about. We'll know you don't know anything about it. Know a little about the company. Nobody expects you to come in knowing the whole process, but it's good to get a little background info. And just make sure your resume has good grammar and is streamlined. Not paragraphs tend to scare people away. So, I mean, we tossed a few aside that just looked intimidating to look at, like a big block. Let's see. Yeah, I don't really know what else. I guess I'll take any questions.
Can I make a comment?
Sure.
I remember when Jen was interviewing, and I was so very impressed by, she'd come back from the interview and she'd tell me what happened. And I guess the two things that impressed me about Jen during her whole interviewing process was that she studied before her interview. So she really did know that they were going to ask her about the LALAC. She studied before, so you don't have to just study for tests when you're in school. You can study and get ready for your interview. And then the other thing was that she was just so excited that she'd come back, I toured lawns and there was this and that, and I'm sure that her enthusiasm came across during her interview. She just really seemed to love it. So show that you're enthusiastic and that you're interested.
That's another good point. One thing I did at the end of my interviews was I asked if I could take a tour, and people seem to love that. You know, they see that you're not afraid to suit up, you're not afraid to be back in a clean room. Some people are a little claustrophobic about getting into the suits, so if they know you don't have a problem with that, that's great right off the bat. And you get to see where you would be working, so it's good for you too.
Jen, the same question for you. What about the training period? Once you went to work at the company, was somebody in a senior position assigned to you to basically be with you for the first 2 weeks or a month, or?
When I started, it was a big hiring. There were a lot of new people who came in. In my group is a total of 7 people. It's 1 associate scientist, 1 engineer, 3 senior process techs, a process tech, and a supervisor. So anybody who knew more than me could train me. Our engineer had been there a couple months longer than me. We had a supervisor and a scientist who could train us, and it was kind of crazy at first. I'm still learning. I've been there for about a year, but I'd say it took a good three to 4 months before I felt comfortable doing things by myself. If you get a good year in, I think you get a significant amount of training where you feel like you're valuable, like you could go and take what you've learned somewhere else, or, you know, step up at the company you're at. I'm still learning. So.
When you apply and interview with companies, do you know when you go in what kind of position you're interviewing for, or do you just leave it kind of open to what they need? So often they have more than one position posted.
Yeah, some companies I interviewed for multiple positions. That's a little harder because when you get asked the question, why did you apply for this position? It's hard not to say, well, I just want any job you'll give me, because that's really what I was doing. But yeah, I would say learn a little bit about the job you're applying for. When you apply on monster.com or through a job posting, it will usually list the position and a description. I know our descriptions are pretty accurate on what you would be doing. It's good to go, you know, take that description with you, ask the interviewer what they do in a day, how they like their job. If you run out of questions, keep asking them what they like, what they do. People like to talk about their job. Yeah, it's good to know a little bit about the job, but they will tell you what's expected and what you do in a normal day.
How long did it take? Now, you said you're a senior technician now?
Yes.
And you've only been there for a year? So did you come in at level 1 and then?
I came in as a senior tech. I have my bachelor's degree, so the minimum requirement was a bachelor's in a science background like bio or chemical engineering with 0 to 2 years experience, or an associate's degree with 2 to 4 years experience. So, like, you could get in the door at process tech level with an associate's degree and move your way up within a year or two pretty easily. And the company I'm at will pay, they'll pay 90% if you want to continue your courses. They'll pay 100% for seminars. You can get continuing education credits. I think I just took a course at Millipore, so you can gain a lot of knowledge on the company's money and move your way up.